Okay, looks like I'm live. Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm going to just give this a few moments and wait for a comment and someone to let me know that they can see me and hear me. We've had internet issues, and so I hope that they have been resolved, at least so I can do my live this morning. I see the number increasing. I think that tells me that people are able to see this. Good morning, Deborah. I hope that you can see and hear me over on YouTube. All right. Good morning, Amy from Indiana. Okay, excellent, Linda. Thank you for letting me know. So the reason I'm specifically asking for Roger wireless outage on Friday, and they were back up and running on Saturday, but I think people are still having Good morning, Darlene. Yeah, so I don't know if for those of you that live in Canada, if things are up and running where you are. I'm hoping, yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a delay. I don't know. We're going to have to just see how this goes. Anyway, so it looks like things are working. Good morning and welcome everybody. You'll notice I'm dressed a little differently than I usually do for my morning coffee and a card morning lives. And that's because my family and we are heading to mosque. We're actually leaving right after the live. So around and so I thought I better get ready and make sure that everyone's good to go so that as soon as I finish my live, then we can. I don't normally dress like this for my lives, but I don't know, for those of you, this is like a traditional Indian outfit. And it's got lots of like embroidery and detailing and like gold thread and things like that. So it's not normally what I would stamp in, but this is also why I'm not drinking coffee this morning, because if I spill, I'm in big trouble. Good morning, Ginny, Bernay. Hello, Natalie. Hello, friends. Okay, so let me tell you what we are going to be doing today, because I have to like stop myself from talking too much, because I have to be out of here by I have to be done by 10:30. So I've tried to do a few steps in advance to make it a little faster and smoother. Certainly, if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing with this card today, please don't hesitate to comment. And I can certainly answer and maybe do another video if there's specific parts that you wanted me to demonstrate. So let me flip this. I should start by introducing myself for those that are here for the first time. My name is Zara Premji, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach in Ontario, Canada. And I have been paper crafting for 9.5 years. Fell into it completely by accident. I was working full time. I had 2 kids. I was soon going to become pregnant with my third. And between, parenting toddlers and working full time and stuff, I really didn't have time for myself. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to that. And even as you get older, I'm now parenting teenagers, and I still feel like it's an effort to carve out time for myself. Anyway, my first card making workshop that I went to, I really was just going for the social get together, and I ended up really loving everything about it. And what I loved about it was that you could make a card in 5 minutes, get your creative fill, make something pretty, and then send it on to someone to create joy for them. So I just feel like this is just such an amazing hobby on so many levels. And I made the decision soon after to turn this into a business. So I love sharing my card making with everybody. I've built a team of over 100 people who also love paper crafting, some who run it as a business and some who just really enjoy the craft. So anyways, that's a little bit about me. And so good morning, Shonda from Ohio. Okay, Darlene, I hope that it's better on YouTube. I know Darlene saying that that it was cutting in and out on Facebook. So on YouTube, it's a little better. So I don't know. I hope that it's going to be okay. So I'm going to flip this and I'm going to show you what we're going to be creating with today. So within the Stampin' Up! World, I always use Stampin' Up! Products, and we basically make everything that you need for card making and paper crafting, scrapbooking, anything that you need. Stampin' Up! Typically makes it. And every year they have an amazing promotion called Celebration. So this started on July 1st, so just over a week ago, and it goes until the end of August. And basically what this means is that for every $60 you spend, you get to pick an item for free from this exclusive brochure. So we have two catalogs going right now. We have our annual catalog. This is our big, thick book full of all sorts of stamps, dies, punches, embellishments, kits. We have all sorts of fun things in here. And then we also have our holiday catalog, or the mini catalog, as we like to call it. And so we have two catalogs right now, and basically whatever you order, and even if it's clearance rack stuff, if you spend over $60, you're going to get to pick exclusive items from here. These cannot be purchased. They can only be earned for free, which, I mean, I don't think that's such a bad thing. So let me show you what we're going to be playing with today. It's one of the cutest stamp sets I've seen in a really long time. It's called the Hippest Hippos. Let me pull this up a little closer. So the Hippest Hippos, it is a 7-stamp set, meaning there's 7 different stamps. So we've got 3 cute little hippos, and then we've got 4 greetings. And then and these stamps lend themselves really nicely to coloring, although you don't have to color if you don't like it or want to or are in a rush. And they've got some really cute samples here. And what's also really amazing is that they have a coordinating set of dies. So this die set has 19 different dies. 3 of them will cut out the silhouettes of the hippos in the stamp set. And then they have all sorts of like 16 other little accessory dies that you can use to build a really cute scene. So, what's really cool about these is that you can use some of these dies with other stamps as well. So there's a little umbrella, there's these little flowers, hearts. You can create sunglasses, there's a little boat. Waves and things like that. So there's all sorts of fun little dies that you can use with these hippos as well as with others. Now, my inspiration from today's card came from this card here in the celebration brochure. So the card that I'm going to be making is a variation of this. We call this casing. Okay, so the acronym CASE is to copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit. Okay, it can mean whatever you want it to mean. So I chose to selectively edit some of these features today of the card, and I'm making it because my daughter is going to a birthday party later today, and it's one of her little besties, and so I wanted to create a card for her. And let's make sure this is all set up. Good morning, Shams. Good morning, Betty. Okay, so I am going to show the card. If you don't want to see it, please look away. If you like the surprise element, then you can look away. I'm going to show the card and then stick around to the end, because I'm going to show you another card that I created with the Hippest Hippos, which I quite frankly think is adorable. Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1. So here's the card. I did show you what it looks like in the brochure, so not a complete surprise. So you can see that I changed it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to make this card. So I have my pieces already cut and ready to go. So I've got my thick card base. So this is our thick basic white card base, and I've cut it to 5.5. So these are imperial measurements, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then I scored it at 4.25. Okay, so that is ready to go. And then I've got a layer. This is a light yellow, like a pastel yellow, called So Saffron. And I embossed this in our painted texture embossing folder. Good morning, Sandy. So that's going to be sort of the backdrop of this. And then I've got 2 pieces of, this is Pool Party cardstock. This is one of my favorite colors. I'm actually like, I have 1 full sheet left, so I really need to order more Pool Party. So this is one of my favorites. And this I'm going to actually die cut using the Basic Borders dies. So I've got my my Hippest Hippos and my hippo dies here ready to go. And then I also have the Basic Borders dies, and I'm going to show you which one I'm going to use to create that sort of wave-like look. But before I do that, I'm going to start by stamping and coloring my little hippo. So I'm going to grab my Memento black ink. So when you're coloring with our Stampin' Blends, which are our alcohol-based markers, you're going to want to use Memento ink. So I don't remember exactly. Is it water soluble? Acid-free, fade-resistant, water-based, fast-drying ink. So because it's water-based, it won't smudge with the alcohol blends. Okay, so if you used just a regular black ink, it may smudge when you go to color it. So I'm going to just grab my Stampin' Blend. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. because sometimes the Stampin' Blends go through the cardstock and I don't want to get it on my surface. So I'm gonna just color here and then you'll see. Is it? I hope it's okay for you guys. Really, like on my end, it looks all right, but I know it's kind of a little slow. Good morning, Maureen. So I'm starting with my dark smoky slate, and I'm just going to create some shading and depth along this side here. Okay. And maybe a little down here. So anywhere where there are lines on the image is kind of a good hint for where you can add some of the dark color just to add that little bit of depth. Then I'm going to go in with my, maybe I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I'm going to start by blending where I've laid down the dark ink, and this is just going to, because it's still a little wet, it's going to allow it to blend a little bit more easily. I know that the eyes should be white, but I'm actually going to cover those with sunglasses, so it doesn't really matter. So I will leave the, are they fingernails? What do you call it on a hippo? What are these little things? Are they fingernails? I feel like they'd be called something else. Anyone really familiar with hippos and their body parts? Because I would love to know. So now that I've kind of blended in the dark, I'm just going to pull in the rest of the color. Someone's going to tell me. I know someone's going to tell me. I'm going to actually use the brush tip. This will make it go a little faster. Keeping the mouth uncolored because the inside of the mouth would probably be pink. And listen, if you make a mistake when you're coloring, it's okay. We do have a color lifter. It's not exactly an eraser, but it'll lighten the color. Maybe hooves, like a horse. Yeah, that would work. Okay. So now I'm going to go in. What do I have here? Is this the ivory? Okay, the ivory is going to go here. Has a little bit of a pink tone to it. Again, I'm not going to be trying to name these body parts, so just going to avoid saying anything about them. But feel free to let me know. Then I'm going to use my petal pink. I'm going to cover the inside or color the inside of his mouth. And then we're going to add a little bit of blush. Okay. All right. There we go. I think that's done. Let me look at my sample. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So we have got, good morning, Beth. So we've got our hippo colored and we're going to now die cut this. So I'm going to get my dies ready. I'll get my basic borders dies. I've already done some of the die cutting for the little itty bitty pieces because I just didn't want you to have to sit there and watch me do that over and over again. So now I'm going to grab the outline for my hippo. I think it's, is it this one? Yeah, okay. So let's do the die cutting and then we will just start the assembly and that's gonna be it because like I said, if you're just joining late, I have to go out with my family this morning, which is why I'm dressed the way that I am. I don't normally dress up this much for the morning lives. I love you guys, but I just don't have the time or the energy on a Sunday morning to dress up. So anyway, so that's why I've kind of taken a few little shortcuts. This card still is not very, it doesn't take very long to make. It's actually a pretty quick and easy card. Okay, they're hooves. They have 4 on each foot. Okay, thank you. Thanks, friends. A little lesson here in, is it zoology? And just animals. I'm really like, if I did learn this stuff in high school or grade school, it's all a distant memory now. And it's really not information that I use in my daily life, which is why I haven't retained it. So there's some neuroscience for you. And now I'm going to do the other piece here. So I'm just laying down my, sorry, I know that's really close, but I'm just laying down this basic borders dies. And I'm just die cutting these. All right. I know that's a little close. And then lastly, we're going to set up our little hippo and cut that out. Okay. So these basic borders dies are really neat. There are, let's see, there are 6 different dies and all different shapes of borders. So really kind of a handy set of dies to have for card making, because you can do all sorts of fun things with the borders of your cards, including making waves for a hippo card. So this little hippo is going to be in a boat. If you like this card, or you know anyone that would love this card, someone that likes hippos or cute little cards, you can feel free to share this video. There's a little share button at the bottom of the video, and I would love it if you would share it and spread the love and the fun and the creativity. So that's that. Okay, so now we can start to assemble our card. So I'm going to take these first, and I'm going to use my liquid glue. You can use any kind of adhesive really, but I think the liquid glue is probably going to work best for me. So I'm going to set this up here, and let's move our little glue holder. And I've cut the width of this pool party just a little bit wider than the yellow or so saffron cardstock. So it's going to extend a little past, okay? And I'm just sticking that down. I'm going to layer these a little bit. Then this one's going to go underneath. So it just looks like a kind of multi-dimensional wave. And I'm not doing too much at the top of this because I want to be able to tuck the little hippo on the boat into the waves. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Oh, Linda, no, I didn't tell the story. That's a good question. So last week I talked about my sister's car getting stolen. So interestingly, and thank you for asking, my sister's car got stolen last Saturday night or Sunday morning, technically. They were staying at my parents' house, and the car got stolen right off their driveway. My sister later told me that the car was stolen at like 5:37 a.m. because they could see that from the neighbor's security cameras. And ironically, my sister was actually awake at that time. Like, I think she woke up to check on the kids or something like that, which is not the norm, but for some reason, or maybe she got up to get a glass of water or something, which was really odd that she was awake at that time. Anyway, so they found out, they reported the car stolen in the morning, and then I think they got a call that evening, or maybe it was the next day, from a detective in Quebec saying that the car had been recovered. And in fact, the car was found before they even reported it stolen. So like 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But they had reprogrammed the car. Like, it was a bit of a high-speed chase. So the oil tank was damaged and stuff. So they're getting it towed back here. And then I guess insurance is going to do their thing. But yes, thank you for asking, Linda. She did get the car back. Her wallet was in there, which she also got back. They sent that to her in the mail. Just such an ordeal, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to start. So you can see I've got this little container here. It's an embellishment container, which is now empty, but I've got my little accessories stored in there. So I've already die cut these, and I'm going to just stamp my sentiment. So I'm using the one that says "Love you a ton," and then on the inside, I'll stamp "Happy Birthday." So there we go. Love you a ton. It's a little crooked. It's okay. It's handmade, so the imperfections make it look like it's handmade, obviously. Okay, so let me put some glue on the bottom, and then we're going to have the boat cover that. So it looks like it's sitting in a boat. And then I think I want to tuck it. This is why I didn't put too much glue at the top, because I want to tuck it in a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right, so the hippo, it's moving in the waves. Janice, I need you here on all my lives so that when I'm like making comments about my little boo-boos, you can make me feel better about them. So that's gonna go here. Yeah, it's gonna move in the waves. I like it. Okay, let's do the glasses. Let me see if I have my little tweezers here. I need to cut my nails, so it's a little hard to glue these things down. So I'm just going to use little dots of glue. You could also use the adhesive sheets. Let me just get this going. Okay, there we go. So I'm just putting the glasses on. Now, with the glasses, I mean, the hippo is going to look super cute just with glasses on its own. But if you want to make sunglasses, you just basically cut out the glasses twice, okay? So you cut them out in the color that you want the frame, okay? I don't know if you can see. I just have the pink frame because, you know, every card needs to have a little bit of pink. And then I cut it out again in black, okay? So these are going to be the lenses. And I'm just going to add a little dot of glue here. Why don't you want to come out? Come on. Okay. That might be a little too much, but okay. So we're going to stick that down like that. And then let's grab the other. This one I'll use my fingernails for. And then we'll put a little dot of glue. I'm just going to pick it up from my paper here. And then put this on the other side. Okay, so we've got this. Okay, like, is that not the cutest thing ever? I love the hippo with the sunglasses. Okay, then we're gonna put the little ring. This liquid glue is not cooperating with me today. Okay, so that's going here. And then we'll put, is this a propeller? What is this, friends? The part that goes on the back of the boat. You guys are, I'll show you how to make the card. You teach me about the animal parts and the boat parts. Anyone into like sailing, boating? What's it called? I die cut this. This is also a die from the hippo dies, and I die cut that using silver foil. So I don't know if you can see. See that? So cute. Okay. Anything else we need to stick on? What am I missing? Oh yes, I'm gonna need to stick on my sequins in a second, but let me do the sentiment. So love you a ton. I love punny sentiments. I love puns. So love you a ton is a cute one for a hippo. Okay. So that's that. The card is almost done. Propeller is right. Phew. Propeller or prop. Okay. Yes, the sunglasses make it super cute. There's all, and then there's goggles. There's a snorkel. Like there's just like so many fun things. Okay. I think I may have overdone it a bit on my first card with the sequins, although some might argue, can you really have too much sparkle? I don't know. All right, so I've got my glue there. I'm using this is a new set of sequins from our annual catalog. It's called For Everything Fancy Sequins. At first I was like, wow, this feels a bit like just, it's a higher price point than our other embellishments, but that's because you get 3 packages, and look at all those pink sequins, friends. So 3 packages of a lot of sequins. I think that there are, it says 2,300 sequins. Yes. Okay, Bernie, you can never have too much bling. So anyways, so I'm going to use the blue ones, and I basically just put my little dots of glue, and I'm just going to pick them up using my take your pick tool. I feel like a take your pick tool is essential for sequins. Okay, so I'm going to flip that over, and oops, I'm just going to put this in the glue, and then just roll it off. Roll your take your pick tool off a little bit just to kind of release it onto the glue there, and then it'll dry, and then we'll do this one here, and then another sparkly one, just rolling the putty end, and then maybe one more of this shimmery blue. They're so pretty. There's even some gold ones in there. Oh, where did it go? Hold on. We lost one. We lost a sparkly one. Here we go. It's stuck to my hand. Probably. Might need a little bit more glue for this one. Let's see. Will it stay? Where did it go? I don't know. Okay. So that is the card, friends. I am going to just clear up this mess here and show it to you. And remember, I said I was going to show you another card. Let me just bring this one closer. Isn't he adorable? So I can't take credit for this card. Like I said, got the inspiration from the celebration brochure. I just recreated it using some different colors and different dyes. So I just loved it. I thought it was so cute. This is the original. They're both the same. One just has a little more bling than the other. So tell me by leaving a little heart or a thumbs up or a comment. Let me know what you think of the card. Is this something that you could see yourself making? I know I tend to like sometimes lean more towards the florals and the subtles and things like that, but I love myself a cute card. So tell me what you think in the comments or by giving me a little emoji. I always love seeing the feedback. And let me show you the other card. So remember, the hippo stamp set and the dies can be ordered for free with a purchase. So if you place a $60 order, you can get the hippo stamp set. And then if you place a $120 purchase, you can actually get both the stamp set and the dies for free. So you're basically getting a bundle for free. And bundles usually in our catalogs range from about $65 to about $75. Okay, so you're basically getting, I've given the number of dies in the die set, you're getting like almost like probably like $70 worth of product for free with your purchase. So it's a really good time to order. I would highly recommend this stamp set and the dies. And I'm going to show you another one that I created. And this was using 2 celebration products. So this card here, I created when we were doing a mystery stamping session with my team. And I used a different hippo, one that's holding the flowers. And this paper here is also a free item in our celebration brochure. It's called the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. And so this is, I just used the paper. I used the heart dies from the hippo dies. I used the same sentiment, the love you a ton, and I used some of the baker's twine, the striped baker's twine. So there's some inspiration for you using the hippo dies. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Am I doing well for time? Yeah, I said I needed to be done by 10:30 and it's 10:28. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Thanks for all your comments. I always love to hear from you. And listen, if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments that you're watching the replay. I always love to know who's here and who's hanging out with us. So I will see you guys next Sunday. And I hope you all have a fantastic week and happy stamping. Bye for now.